First off, give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Krakadosh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, of the men, the women, and the children who follow. So you can see the title of the video. The famine of the word is getting closer and closer. Okay, not sure if that's what I'm gonna name it, but that's what's going on. It's just that's a fact. The famine of the word is getting closer and closer, which means that mercy door is getting closer and closer to being shut. Okay, so I got a video here. I got some scriptures in an article to back it up. So Lord's will is going to be edifying, and we're going to jump right into it.
There is some really disturbing news from Commissioner Brendan Carr today. He is from the FCC. The Biden administration has just put forward a plan for digital equity, and it is a plan for all internet services and all infrastructure. According to FCC Commissioner Carr, President Biden's plan hands the administrative state effective control of all internet services and infrastructure in the country.
Now, if you don't know what the FCC is, let's pull it up real quick. It's the Federal Communications Commission. Now, let me take that. It says about the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission regulates interstate and international communications by radio, television, wire, satellite, and cable in all 50 states, D.C., and the U.S. territories. So basically, they're the ones who censor everyone. If you remember, Eminem had that song, "See, the FCC won't let me be," so, because Eminem was going over the top, right? He was saying things that were never said before, and they wanted to censor him. They wanted to kind of control him, try to put him in a box that he can not offend. All right, and we know how big being offending people is these days. So the FCC, they're the ones who say, well, you can't say shit on TV. You can't say fuck on TV. You can't say nigga on TV. They're the ones who is I'll correct that. You can't say that on most channels, but on like a network like a HBO or Showtime, you get more freedom on those networks. That's why like Pat McAfee, he's a YouTube guy. He was a kicker in the NFL. He has a YouTube show. Now he does a show on ESPN. Some people thought that he might have a better platform on like Showtime because he's very vulgar. Every other word is a cuss word. But ESPN is allowing him to be himself for the most part, I'll say. But they're still not going to let you just say whatever. Why? Because the FCC still controls television. Okay, you can't just say what you want to say on the radio. You can't. You have to have the edited version of a song to play on the radio. Okay, cable channels. If you're not a movie channel or Showtime or Stars, Cinemax, it's not going to be any nudity on those channels. And then I believe there's a provision for like after hours. It gives you a little bit more wiggle room, which is why if you my age, you used to watch BET Uncut back in the day after 10 o'clock. But that's what the FCC is. It censors everyone. All right, and they're censoring TV right now. But imagine if they have the power, like he's saying, to censor the whole internet, your social media, your YouTube, the power that brings. Hey, this family of the words is going to kick off. I'm going to let them speak a little bit more, though.
Never before in the roughly 40-year history of the public internet has the FCC, or any federal agency for that matter, claimed this degree of control over it. The plan calls for the FCC to apply a far-reaching set of government controls that the agency has not applied to any technology in the modern era. You got that? This has never been done before. No communication devices have ever had this kind of control suggested by the government, let alone applied. He went on and said Congress never contemplated the sweeping regulatory regime that President Biden asked the FCC to adopt, let alone authorize the agency to implement it. Here's what's happening. As with everything else the Biden administration is doing, his broadband policies are failing. And the building of internet infrastructure in this country, the price of it has gone through the roof. FCC wants new 5G broadband services, but it's all needlessly been blocked and delayed by new broadband infrastructure regulatory red tape. So the government is blocking the private sector from doing it, and then using that to say, see, we need to take complete control. This is breathtaking control of all information.
Yeah, you would basically have control of all information because the internet is how information is relayed now. Everything goes to Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and then it trickles down through Instagram and Facebook. That's how the majority of people get their news these days. Social media, avenues like YouTube. A lot of people don't even have cable or have TV anymore. Watch, Channel 7 News. They might watch the news and that's it. But a lot of people don't have cable. That's old school now. A lot of people are just streaming. All right, and if you control what can and can't be streamed, you control the masses. Everything's at your hand. You control the flow of information. If you don't want something to come out, you can stop it. All right, so let me get the scripture real quick. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When morning is light, they practice it because it is in their power, because it is in the power of their hand." And that's what the so-called white man is doing. He's trying to get a hold of the internet because he can't get a hold of the men of the Lord. Okay, he can't just move on us right now without a cause, but there has to be a precedent set. So because he can't stop this word from coming out, he has to control the avenue in which the word is coming out, i.e. the unicorn, the internet. So because he can't control us, he can, delete our pages and 3 more pop up. He can take us away from the queue, or don't let people pop up on our videos, or you got to search our videos, or do whatever he does to try to suppress our algorithm. But the videos are still being watched. More people are still waking up. So because he can't stop that show, he has to do what he can to control the whole internet. And in a sense, that's going to control the whole world. Okay? Because if there's some news that comes out, it comes out because he wanted it to. If there's news that he doesn't want to come out, it's not going to come out because he will be able to control it.
The rules,
It's 144. Call Yabashim Yashai.
The rules that are suggested and are going to be voted on, quick, hurry, next week. The federal government has a roving mandate to micromanage nearly every aspect of how the internet functions. from how internet service providers allocate capital, where they build, to the services that consumers can purchase, from the profits that ISPs can realize, and how they market and advertise services, to the discounts and promotions that consumers can receive. If passed, the FCC will be empowered for the first time to regulate every ISP's service termination terms, use of customer credit, account history, credit checks, account termination, among other items.
He wants the full Monty. He wants every crumb off the plate. All right, he wants access to everything, all your information.
He said, this plan reads like a document drawn up in the faculty lounge of a university's Soviet Studies department.
And why would he say that? Because it's communist. The thing that Americans hate the most, communism, Russia. That sounds like something Russia would do. Gain every aspect of control over the internet. Or that sounds like China. No, it's America doing it. All right, this devil's gonna show his horns, man. Hey, things is getting close.
It includes plans to empower the FCC to regulate every single aspect of the internet for the first time ever. You have an FCC policy advisor who has just read the plan. He said, quote, to call it extreme or radical doesn't do this proposal justice. Phil Kerpen has just come out and said Biden is turning digital discrimination into a pretext for regulating everything for equity.
And then when you couple this with, it being wartime, and there's talks about, there may not be an election next year because Biden's a wartime president, and you don't want to make the change in the time of war. This World War III is right up there on the horizon. All right, the MOTB is coming quickly. All right, the financial crisis is coming quickly. Look at the BRICS nations. The currency is coming. I believe first of the year. So hey man, things are moving. Things are moving quick. So we gotta, stay spiritual. All right. Stay spiritual. All right. And just grind hard, keep our head down and work hard, man. Do what we gotta do to get up out of here. All right, I'm gonna let them keep talking.
This is so far reaching that it will mean even the blaze, because we are on the backbone of the internet. We can be completely separate, everything. But because we're on the backbone of the internet, we will now have to comply by government FCC regulations. I have done broadcast under FCC regulations for 48 years. I know what FCC regulations are like. I also started before Reagan, I think it was before Reagan, deregulated the radio waves and television waves. I will tell you that those regulations today would put this show out of business.
So if those regulations will put him out of business, how much do you think it will put, I'm not going to say put us out of business because this word is going to go forth. All right. But as he said, his platform is built on the backbones of the internet. Our online presence is built off the backbone of the internet. We all have pages. We all put up our videos throughout the week. We all go to camp, put out those speaking videos, the highway videos, all on the unicorn, all on the internet. So if those regulations would take him off, how much more us? They would effectively shut us down. Okay. Which would, usher in. This is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Most High." So when you can't just go to the apostles page, go to a brother's page, and get the breakdowns. All right, because and that's crazy. That's beautiful how the Most High had it set up because you go back to 2009, 2010, 2011. You had to wait till the end of the week, to get the apostles video. The apostle video come out. You see the end of the world banner up there in blue and white, and you can get the breakdown. You can eat. And then you do your reading throughout the week and you're studying and whatnot, and then you got to wait till the next weekend for the videos to come out. But it's not like that now. Now you have so many brothers doing videos, so much edification going on right now. You can get it. This truth is right here on a platter. Anybody that actually wants it can get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me, how about Shim y'all shy? But hey, that time is coming. The days, the days come, saith the Lord power. All right. It's gonna be a famine, not of the land. It's gonna be a famine, not of bread, nor for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So hey, we gotta get it while the getting is good, because this word's not gonna always be there. So if the word's not in you, okay, if the word's not in you, then how you gonna get it? Now, would this stop us from going out on the street corners? That's not my call. But hey, this would effectively uh, end the online presence, you know. But let's matter of fact, before we let's get this, because I looked up let me see, we're on what page is this? Page 30, page 8. Okay, so this is the public broadcasting attachment. Let me see. Basically, it's a FCC document, basically from 1999. So when you go down here, let me see, we're on page 8. So page 7. So, and this is all like the rules and regulations of the FCC. Okay, so it says broadcast hoax, and I'll share this document if anybody want to go into it. There may be a lot more in here, but I was just skimming and scanning to see what I can find, and this is what I came up with. But broadcast hoax. And before I go into this, I'm not saying that this truth that we speak is a hoax or false in any way. But when you are the devil, you can take anything and twist it, or you can call us a hoax or say that we're fear mongering or anything of that such. Okay, so when it says this is a broadcasting false information, what did happen during the lockdown? Oh, that's medical misinformation. You guys are spreading false information. The Black Hebrew Israelites they're spreading false information. So under FCC rules, broadcasting false information concerning a crime or a catastrophe violates the FCC rules. If the station knew the information was false, okay, it says broadcasting the false information. Well, let me address this. It's if the information knew, or if the station knew the information was false. We say a lot of things. All right, our job is to prophesy. Pro meaning before, phasai meaning to speak before. So we're going to speak the things that the Bible speaks of. Okay, as future prophecy. America will be destroyed. That's a future prophecy. Fuck you. Okay. The persecution. That's a future prophecy. The World War III, that's occurring, a future prophecy. All right. The missiles, spiritual power, the 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 angels, the chariots, all right, shooting concentrated laser on random cities around the world. All right. Future prophecies. But they can say that we knew that it was false information. Okay, he says broadcasting the false information directly caused a substantial public harm, and it was foreseeable that broadcasting the false information would cause a substantial public harm. So, us saying these could or saying that the so-called white man's going into slavery, it could hurt someone's feelings. Okay, the grape doctrine that could hurt someone's feelings. All right. All this is not going to be allowed under the FCC ruling. Okay. So it says, and this is the kicker right here. In this context, a crime is an act or an omission that makes the offender subject to criminal punishment by law. All right. Oh, no, here we go. Here we go. And a catastrophe is a disaster or imminent disaster involving violent or sudden events affecting the public. So, what's a disaster or imminent disaster? The destruction of America involving violent or sudden events affecting the public, sedition among men, robbing and invading one another, Jacob's trouble, the enemy coming in like a flood. All these are catastrophes that we preach about that are imminent, that are coming. We're not going to be able to speak these same scriptures to bring them to life for the people if the FCC takes over the internet. All right, let's look at a couple of examples. All right, this is Jeremiah 50 and 14. It says, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon. Babylon is America. You tell them Babylon's America, and that's false information. Babylon was destroyed in 35 AD. How Esau get. But put yourselves in array against Babylon, Babylon being America round about, all ye that bend the bow, or all the nations who have the nuclear weapon capabilities, all right, shoot at her, spare no arrow, shoot at her, her being America, all nations with intercontinental ballistic missiles, nuclear missiles, shoot them at America, for she has sinned against the Lord Yahweh. Okay? So this is telling about the destruction of America. It's not allowed. That's not, you can't say that on an FCC airwave. All right. Uh let's get this. This is Second Ezra chapter 15. I'll start at verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands." Conflict. Okay? We're speaking that this conflict into life, because this is what's going to happen. We're warning the people on the things that are shortly to come. All right? It says the destruction draweth nigh, is getting close. Okay? And one group of people are going to fight against another group of people. The 1% against the 99, the Jake against Esau, you know. Really anybody can get it at any time season. It says, "For there should be sedition among men and invading one another. All right, they should not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power." What's sedition among men? Sedition is going against the government, bucking up against the government. That's even worse. You're talking about you encouraging people to go against the government? No, we're just speaking the scriptures into life, because it's gonna happen whether we say it or not. It's gonna happen. We're just giving the people fair warning. All right, it says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's martial law. All right, the scriptures speak about it. But they'll say that we're fear mongering. Oh, you're riling the people up. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, men shall be afraid. Okay, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, spoil their goods. It's like and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Oh, you can't tell people there's gonna be famines and people are gonna be running in their houses and there's gonna be tribulation everywhere. You can't say that on the FCC line. So hey man, I hope that was enough proof for you. You know, at the end of the day, man, we gotta do what we gotta do to get up out of here. Because the door is closing, man. That our window of salvation is getting closer and closer and closer. So we got to be ready, man. We got to be ready to take the bull by the horns, take our salvation by the horns, so to speak. All right. We can't control it, but we can control it. All right. And listen to me when I say this. We don't know who's the elect. We don't control whether we get salvation or not. But the Most High did give us the illusion of free will. All right, you have the opportunity. You can do it right now. You can get up and make things right now. You can make it right now. Don't let your sins weigh you down. All right, because if you're in the Most High's hands, He's already forgiven you. So just do what you got to do. Do the right things that we need to do to be conducive for salvation. With that being said, I give all praise, honor, and glory. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kadash, the honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, the men, the women, the children who follow. Shalom.